Hi everyone. So I've made it to my very last date of the game, um, and I've chosen to save what I consider the best for last, and that is my absolute favorite dream daddy, Hugo. And to explain the pun title of this episode, although I really think it's very self-explanatory, the All Vegan Lifestyle. Hugo's last name is Vega. It's a pun. That's about as best as I can explain it. Um, so I do have one more video after this, and that's just going to be me kind of randomly playing through the game at different parts, and mainly just having a dialogue about what I really liked about the game, what I didn't like about the game, what I think could stand to be improved with DLC or patches. Um, and then I'm going to give kind of like a list of my favorite first dates, my favorite second dates, my favorite third dates, um, which dads I think have the best ending, which dads I think are the most romantic, scandalous, which dad, like kind of, in a list order, who I think is the best lay, and maybe even talk about what style I think they would be like in the bedroom, a little spicy. And then also which dads, in a list order, just who has the best character development. So, just getting on to the date. I don't know how long this episode is going to be. I really, really like Hugo, so it could be long. I'm going to try and not make it too unbearably lengthy of an episode. But let's get on with it. I am absolutely sure I could... just Hugo is just too awesome for this game, to be honest. Hugo deserves a spin-off all by himself. Now, I'm exaggerating, but I would still play it if there was one. See, and I could totally get behind that. Like, I absolutely love trivia. So doing weekly trivia with Hugo would be absolutely fantastic, because he is super intelligent. And personally, me personally, not necessarily Dad Sona, I'm really good at trivia. It really depends on the category, of course, but I really enjoy it. I have a real fun time when I do it, and I do tend to know a lot of random knowledge. I still love that pun team name, though. Like, how can you beat Havarti like it's 1999? As someone who is a grad student, so I do teaching assistantships, the end of the school year, I mean, especially for a grad student, is extremely, extremely stressful, because not only do you have to worry about your teaching assistantships, so, helping to grade final tests for the students, helping to create study sessions for the students, but you also have to worry about your own studies and write papers, and it all just kind of conglomerates at the end of a semester or the end of the year, whichever is the case. And it is so stressful. It is a nightmare. And I'm sure Hugo and teachers do this too, because, teachers have to prepare the test. Teachers have to grade most of it. Well, it depends on what sort of agreement you have. But as a high school and middle school teacher, Hugo does have to grade all of his tests. He doesn't have a teacher assistant, to help him with that. I really think that's super thoughtful of the Dad Sona, though. That he recognizes that, this is a really stressful time for Hugo because, just occupational obligations. and that he wants to do something nice for him. He wants to help him unwind, and I think that's such a sweet move. True. I think it's a good idea to go with the wrestling. I mean, this is cute, but honestly, I think it's hilarious. It's like, you are so bad that we, complete strangers to you, we have to step in, and we have to say enough is enough. Love yourself. Okay, yeah, I have to agree. I think I like this version better because, you know, the sad version is just... it's a bit too much sometimes, especially when all he does is play Radiohead and screw up, you know, youth group dances, and all of his taglines are, I am so sad. It's just, this version's probably still better. Of course.
Oh!
So, I actually don't like camembert that much. Like, I love cheese, but there's certain cheeses I just don't really care for. I don't really like the soft, creamy cheeses, because to me they're a bit too mushy, so I don't really like camembert, I don't really like brie. Give me a good cheddar, give me some Gouda. I like Edam. I've only really seen it in European shops, but I really like Edam. I love Pecorino Romano. That's such a good cheese. So give me like the harder, savory sort of cheeses. Don't give me the sweet, mushy cheeses.
Oh.
I don't even know what burrata is. I've never had it. That's cute.
Ah.
I know something I would like to top. It's not really a thing, it's rather a person, and he's standing right there, but we can save that for later. Or, you know, be topped by that. Either way is fine.
Oh.
I mean, I think it kind of works in the energy of Hugo and the Dad-Sona's relationship, because Hugo definitely knows the Dad-Sona is a very light-hearted person. He's very, whimsical and jokey. But personally, I don't think I could do it with that book. Like, if we were further in the relationship, I feel like I could, but I would probably give him something a bit more serious.
Oh.
Hugo doesn't poop, though. Like, he doesn't. What? Are you... No way. To me, that is very cute, though, and it's so romantic to do it that way. Not necessarily the best book to do it in, but the gesture nonetheless is romantic.
Ah. Ah. Oh, I really like how he says that.
It's just, there's so much romance between these two. It's just too perfect. Well, duh, there's two. Hello, Hugo. Come on. I'm trying to make us an item here. And even if I personally don't like... Well, I would say I don't like wrestling. So let me not say that. Because I've never really experienced it. So I can't say I don't like something I've never experienced. Even though I don't know much about wrestling, and just at a very surface level, it doesn't seem like it would be my cup of tea. If who I'm really interested in likes it, then I'm going to learn to like it in some sense because they like it. Because their passion is going to just, ignite my own curiosities. It's going to envelop me as well. Because I'm going to see that they're so passionate about it, and they care about it so much that I'm going to want to know more about it just so I can be a better person for them. And they most likely would do the same for, my own passions, which maybe they don't know very well or they're not the most interested in, but they would slowly develop some sort of sense for it. So yeah, definitely we should go together.
Sweet Manchego!
Hugo, come on. I would say probably I would go anywhere with you. So, is it really that much of a surprise? I mean, as much as Hugo is intelligent, romance-wise, sometimes he can be a ditz. It's a cute ditz, but it's a ditz nonetheless. He is so romantically naive. Of course he can. Hugo's strong and tall. No doubt he could do that. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure he's hiding some, six-pack abs, some very fine pectoral muscles under, this teacher garb. Which, by the way, is well-fitting. It's not shabby at all. It could do without the elbow pads, but, that's a story from another day, I guess.
Ah!
So there's a theory I have that guys who wear formal clothes all the time, whenever they wear casual clothes, it's twice as sexy. And whenever guys who wear casual clothes all the time wear formal clothes, it's twice as sexy. And I guess I think I really stand by that. Even though I don't know. I really do like Hugo's formal attire, but this is just, I don't know, there's some sort of vulnerability to it, which is really attractive. That he's, letting himself be open with who we are. Well, that's not exactly how I want to phrase it, but he's letting himself be himself with us. He's more comfortable being open with us, I guess is the better way to say it. Yeah. Definitely. He's a little blushy. I love it when he blushes. I mean, he's so cute when he blushes. But when isn't Hugo cute? Let's be honest. I'm all about a good story, so, I mean, if this is true, then I actually may really like it.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I can't say that I personally wouldn't. because I don't think there's any necessary stereotype when it comes to sports. Like, sports are kind of an odd thing that you can be any kind of person and really like them. So, well, you can share it with me. I mean, it's not my cup of tea as far as I know, but that may change. I don't think that he should ever feel like he can't share big parts of who he is with other people. You should never feel ashamed for your hobbies, as long as your hobbies are healthy and they make you happy.
Oh.
Oh no. I should have brought along some opera glasses so we could watch the match. But I think that's the cutest thing, though. Even though we do not have the best seats, he is still so excited.
Oh.
It makes me wonder, though, like, has he ever been to an actual match? I mean, I would assume he has, if it's such a big part of him, right? Oh, okay, so he has. It's just been a very long time. Yeah, you shouldn't hide that away, though. I mean, this is a big part of who Hugo is, and I think it's an interesting part to know. There are other big parts of Hugo that I want to know, kind of in this vicinity. But that can come later, when he's thanking us after the date or something. Exactly. Especially here. Like, the dad zone is completely correct. Like, what's there to be embarrassed about in general? But when you're in the place of, where your passion is centered by other people who share your passion, then you definitely shouldn't be embarrassed. Growing up, I didn't have the easiest time with this growing up. And I've kind of fallen out about it now because I don't know, I guess my taste changed. But when I was in middle school and high school, I got extremely, extremely into anime. And it was kind of an offshoot of video games, it's just kind of like a natural progression in some sense. And like, my family didn't understand it at all. My brother didn't understand it, although he wasn't opposed to it. My mom didn't understand it. She thought it was kind of annoying, but she didn't really say anything. My dad didn't understand it, and he actually made fun of me for it. So it was like really embarrassing sometimes. And the only other people I knew who liked anime were, the small circle of friends I made in middle school and high school. And then in the first year of high school for me, I scrounged up all my lunch money. And, I didn't eat. I just scrounged it up. I saved it, unbeknownst to my parents. And I went with my best friend to the local anime convention. And I don't know, there was just something about being there that was just so... I don't really know how to describe it. It was such an experience for me to be surrounded by all of these things that I'm interested in, all of this stuff that I really loved, even though there were things that I had never heard of, naturally. And it wasn't just an anime convention, it was also video games as well. And also just Japanese culture in general. But to be in that place where, I'm surrounded by the things that I have a passion for. I'm surrounded by people who share my same passions in some form or another. was just such a phenomenal time for me. And every time I went, so I went all 4 years of high school and then 2 of the years that I was in college, it was a highlight of the year for me. So I would not doubt if this is a highlight of the year for Hugo, which is actually really sweet that us as the dad zone are able to give him, a highlight of his year. There may be more highlights because you know, 1 year doesn't have just one highlight. Usually there's multiple, but just to be one highlight for Hugo is to me that's special. I don't know. It depends. You never know. Never say never.
Ah.
So who his shirt is about. Yeah, that is kind of odd. He's an Iranian guy from Utah using a Hispanic name, which is also a name of a literary, I think he's literary, right? Pablo Escobar. I think he's a literary writer. So it's just, all right. And now his name is Eastern Dragon, and I guess you can consider Iran the East, but it's not what most people think of the East when you're in the United States. Usually you think of China, Japan, Thailand, Taiwan, Mongolia, Cambodia, Malaysia, that sort of area of the world. You don't think of Iran. Well, I guess it's the Middle East, so I guess it works, but then I would say Middle Eastern Dragon, and then I would catch right on. But just saying Eastern Dragon, I would think, oh, it must be a Chinese guy or a Japanese guy or someone from Far East Asia. Actually, this is a bit unrelated to the date, but it's something that because this game uses this word quite a bit, it makes me wonder, where did the word indie come from in terms of meaning like a sort of niche interest group or a niche interest genre? Like how did the word indie get applied to that? Where does it come from? Is it like a shortened version of individual? Is it, like the indies, from history? Like, where does that come from? I'm gonna have to look it up. That's just fascinating.
Oh.
Butt rock? What is butt rock? I've never had a mint julep. I've always wanted to try one though.
Oh.
Interesting. That's about as unsouthern as you can get.
Oh.
And that's about as un-North Polish as you can get. A German suplex sounds like a sex move to me. And if it is, I want Hugo to show me later. I'm probably going to go with this one, because it does seem exciting. I want to see what you can do to my face with your lips, Hugo.
Ah.
So you're saying he's coming out looking like Matt? Like, is that what you're implying here? Although Matt isn't that much of a... Oh, I mean, he's a hipster, but he's not really a millennial hipster. Oh. Oh, geez. I'm not going to say it's just okay. I mean, it's definitely more than just okay. I guess it is pretty cool, but ultimately I'm glad I'm here with Hugo. It's sexy, it's cute, it's every positive connotation you can think of. Oh, okay, it is hot, but we'll try to avoid that word, I guess. Cool. Okay, go with the opposite.
Hey!
Everyone looks super happy to be here, but the only person who matters to me is Hugo at this point.
Hey!
And so, at this point, you learn that I want to say Hugo is the only dad you learn of that has siblings. Because none of the other dads talk about their childhoods very much. Even Craig, who we know probably the best out of all the dads, we still know nothing about his home life. And it makes me wonder, like, are Hugo's brothers all as handsome as he is? Because if they are, if we have some single friends, we could try to hook them up, because this is some prime quality man right here. Uh-oh. Oh no, he's gonna panic. The thing is, I don't know how exactly he's gonna hide or conceal himself, because Hugo is like monstrously tall. Like, he's at least, I would say, he's at least 6'4", if not taller than that. My boyfriend is 6'8", so it's not easy for him or someone, in the neighborhood of his height, like Hugo kind of would be, to hide or conceal themselves. Yeah, but you know what? If we're not as tall as Hugo, or if we're not exactly near Hugo's height, like, the dad zone is tall. I don't know how tall he is, but I don't think he's as tall as Hugo is. It's going to be a bit hard to act as that human shield. Oh, he keeps backing away. A diversion? No, you don't want. So, in a situation like this, you want to not draw any attention to yourself whatsoever. So, diversion is completely out of the question. Walking back to our seats, it's iffy, so we have to sneak. I think Hugo's a quiet person, but hopefully he's not quiet in the bedroom. Yeah, but that's sneaking up behind people. We're not sneaking behind Colin and whomever it is. We have to sneak away from them. That's kind of not the same thing here. See, and this is how troublesome it is. Like, even when he's like, crouching down, he's still really tall. This is not going to go well if we go this way. I don't know. If the merchandise rack isn't tall, then it's not going to hide Hugo. Ducking under the snack counter, I don't think they're going to allow that, and it's probably going to draw attention to us. This is an interesting tactic, and it will work simply because, if you think about it, if they can't see Hugo's face, which they wouldn't be able to see, then it doesn't matter exactly how weird I personally am, because I'm the only person they're going to see, and they don't know me that well. Probably not even well enough to recognize me. So we're going to do this, and it's going to get spicy, but we're going to do it. Oof. Ooh. That's some sexiness right there. I mean, it's probably not exactly sexy in that moment, but just that contact is still nice.
Ah.
Anything for you, Hugo. Anything for you. I mean, unless they have seats near ours, which I kind of doubt, but it's a remote possibility.
Oh.
And the lights being dim is definitely going to help. I mean, I guess if you're really strong, you can rip clothing rather easily. I have never been able to just conceive the idea that people can rip clothing as easily as they do in the media. Like, you know, you watch a film or a TV show or something, and people just like rip clothing like it's no big deal. I don't think it's that easy. I really don't. Oh, I love that though. You'll see a quarterly projection of how much I'm about to kick your ass. Oh, that's so cheesy but awesome at the same time. If I was going to be a wrestler, though, like, I think this is a good idea, but I wouldn't make it a lengthy presentation. I would make it like one PowerPoint slide with some bullet points and, you know, some animation graphics which allow me to use 2 or 3 clip art graphics. Like, that's all I would do. It doesn't need to be like a 20 slide PowerPoint on, you know, how this is going to happen, because that's just, then you're going to lose the crowd. Pan flute music. Aren't pan flutes like the Andes, Peru, Chile? I mean, I know what it sounds like because, you know, one of the very first albums I ever bought was Shakira's Laundry Service, and she uses quite a bit of pan flute in her songs in that album. Yeah, exactly. Central and South America.
Oh.
I love the only reasoning is just wrestling. He's so friendly. This is not exactly doesn't make good for shit talking.
Oh.
No, clearly he's not. I want to know what that is. What is a moonsault? That sounds exciting.
Ah.
Well, I guess that's that. Hey, it's just a match. It is just a match. You, of all people, know that.
Uh.
Yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda, though.
Hmm?
I'm more of a fan of Hugo than wrestling, but we can share that later, I guess. Yes.
What?
Oh, we are doing this, Hugo. We are doing this. We are gonna give them what they want because it's more than what they want. It's what we really want.
I don't know.
I think we're fine.
Ah.
Well, anytime, really. It's worth it just to see him this excited and this impassioned. Honestly, this is one of the cutest dates in the game, in my opinion. Even if I don't know crap about wrestling, it is so cute.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, you know, all that's on our mind is kissing. Well, I mean, a few other things beyond kissing, but kissing is definitely up there. Nothing such as too long.
Huh?
Oh, JD Slaminger. I like it. I actually do like it.
Ah.
I think this is probably actually Hugo's highlight. Like, this is probably the best moment in his life, other than probably the birth of his son. I mean, of course. But other than that, this is probably the biggest highlight in his whole life. Because he's getting to meet his longtime wrestling idol, who is very attractive, by the way. Like, this just. Look at all of this deliciousness on my screen. Like, we have the Eastern Dragon, yum, and we have Hugo, yum. And it's just like, can we get both? Like, is this a 2-for-1 special? I have a coupon. I mean, I'm sure I can get something out of it, right? Yes. You you just got exposed to his work today. I'm not sure you necessarily love it. I know something we can put in this agape mouth over here. Just something from the Hugo concession stand, like a nice hot dog or something.
Oh.
That's true. my god. Why is Hugo so cute? Like, all of his interactions are so bashfully cute.
Sweet Manchego.
Don't lie, don't lie, Hugo. Hugo, it's not. You know, it's not nice to see them. You don't want to see them at all. Ha ha, bookworm joke. Insert humor here. Don't you talk bad about my boyfriend. We will kick your ass Eastern Dragon style, even though we'll probably lose. We'll try. Oh, I hope we're more than just a friend after this. I'm gonna have to pause this for a second. Like, really? 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 This isn't the most embarrassing part of the sentence. The fact that you use fart knocker is. Like, I know you're only like 12, but this is... I wasn't even saying this crap at 12. I had more sophisticated insults at 12. Like, this is something a 4-year-old comes up with. Like, ooh, ooh. I'd hate to be you right now, Colin. That's really embarrassing. Dickweed is a step up, but not that much. Oh, look at him trying to save face in front of his supposed friends. Yes, bitch. Face crack of the century.
Oh.
Stay mad. Stay mad.
Oh.
And this is like the best line of the whole game. Honestly. See you in class, bitch, is one of the best lines in this whole game. Hugo, like, this is why this date is so good. Not only is Hugo cute, not only is he, like, all of his interactions bashful and so charming, not only is he attractive as hell and impassioned and all of those things, finally his badass side comes out. It's a night of firsts, and it's all good. Who's gonna believe you? Like, exactly. Who's gonna believe you? Punk ass bitch, who's gonna believe you? This is a good tune. It's one of my favorite tunes. Although I have to say, I don't really see Hugo as like somebody who likes beer. I mean, I guess he could be, but he just doesn't seem like somebody who loves beer as much as he would like other alcohols.
Yes.
This seems like a little extra, but we'll work with it. No shame about that. I am a complete nerd about things that I love, and I think about them a lot. And I come up with all of these extra ass scenarios where, you know, I can insert my own individuality into those passions. So it is no shame. Well, it definitely wouldn't be Dad. How boring is that? Mario Brawltali, it's okay. It's a bit of a mouthful. I mean, there's another kind of mouthful that would, you know, greatly enjoy a lot more. But this is not good. I mean, it's an okay reference, but it's just not that good. Bob Clancy is the one I would go with because, you know, he's an author. It's easy to say. It rolls off the tongue. And most people would get the reference. Personally, though, if I had to make one, I would probably make it off of The Count of Monte Cristo because it's one of my favorite books. And I just feel like there's a good hidden pun in there that I haven't really thought about yet. I mean, I guess I could come up with one, but it also sounds kind of sexual, and it's a bit like, I don't know, a bit cringy. The Count of Monte Fisto. That could be a sex movie. I'll have to think more about that. But definitely Bomb Clancy. The Hunt for Red Shocktober sounds like a sex move as well, though. Are these moves we're going to be trying later? Because I'm all for that. Yes, please. Anything that puts me in contact with your body is an automatic yes. Go at it in what way? I'm hoping more than just wrestling.
Hmm? Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm up for a little pain, not that much.
Oh.
Tap out? No.
Ah.
You know you're enjoying this, Hugo. You know you're enjoying this. Are we gonna feel any surprises pop up? You know? Oh, I'm sure it's both. And I'm sure something is stirring below. Oh, we're gonna go for it. There's no way we're not gonna go for it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Give me that daddy dick. Yes, ma'am.
That was so good you gave me goosebumps.
So I want to say that that's the pun on the Goosebumps series, but I honestly can't tell because it's not a strong pun. Anyway, make an S on that date. I am happy. I don't think I've gotten any other thing but an S on Hugo's dates. I feel like I would be ashamed if I ever got anything below an S. I don't know. Sometimes unnice things need to be said, though. I don't know what that is. I feel like I've heard it before, though, but I can't think of what it is. Alright, so this scenario is the same, because all endings are relatively the same except for the very specific dad things. But just like the first dad ending we did, Damien, we're actually going to go through the whole thing this time instead of going through it fast like we did the other 5 dads. So, here we go. Let's just go with the feds.
Oh. Yeah.
See, I cannot imagine that this show has been on for 19 seasons. Like, how much long hauling over the Canadian tundra in a tractor trailer can you do? How many ghosts are there? I know it's not that deep and I shouldn't take that deep, but I can't help it. So in Hugo's ending, he wears the shirt instead of his normal teacher attire. Just like in Damien's ending, he wears his IT shirt instead of his normal Victorian attire. But I think they're the only two dads who change clothing.
Yeah.
So I think only in Hugo's ending do you get Quizmaster Quinn, because he plays more of a part. I mean, he plays more of a part in Hugo's ending. I mean, we see him in Robert's third date. We see him in Joseph's second date. And I think that's the only times we see him. But we see him in Hugo's second date. We see him in Hugo's third date. So I guess he's more like a character for Hugo's scenarios.
All right.
As long as you don't play Radiohead on repeat, we're good. Mainly, we're just telling you we didn't invite you to the party to be a DJ or to be some sort of entertainment package. Like, we invited you to the party because you're someone we know. I guess we consider you a friend, and we want you to enjoy your time here.
That's the good stuff.
Sure, we'll go with that. So despite our good Mac, the party is just not bad. Okay.
Oh. Bro. Bro.
I'm pretty sure that's just a one-time dance performance, though. Honestly, what I would love to do, Joseph kind of says that in a way that hints at kind of like a sexual innuendo. But what I would honestly love to do is to hang out with Joseph, sit him down kind of privately, and have him actually talk to us about his marital issues and his personal issues, and see if we can help him work through that. Like we did that with Robert, and Robert is on the road to recovery. He's doing really well. And I feel like Joseph could benefit from having someone to talk to about his problems. I feel like he doesn't have anybody that he can talk to. Like, Mary, if she has problems, she could go talk to Robert, right? Because they're good friends. Craig could come talk to the dad's owner. They're good friends. Brian and Matt, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know they hang out. Hugo, I don't think he has anybody he could really talk to. Maybe Damien. I'm not entirely sure. But Joseph, out of all of the dads, is the one dad that doesn't seem like he has any friends outside of who he knows by proxy in the cul-de-sac. And it's not like he knows those people really well. He knows Robert somewhat. But, you know, him and Robert aren't on good terms. So, yeah, I kind of wish, like, I could just sit Joseph down. We have a serious conversation. We really just get him to open up, get him to see what about his life that he feels needs a change, because he's really big into self-denial. And I know this isn't Joseph's date. I just wanted to talk about that because I'm not speeding through the ending this time. So this is one of the things that I really like about Hugo's ending is we get to see this scene. We get to actually have some sort of, although it's very slight, relationship building with Ernest and kind of get to know him a tiny bit better, other than, you know, this doofus who wants to look as badass as possible, although he fails at it all the time. Oh, that is so sweet. At this point, I would say don't say anything. Think this, don't say it. Because then it's just going to make him feel like, you know, he's being almost patronized. And I don't think I would want to make him feel that way. We know you a little bit. You are not that tough. Get over yourself. I mean, I like you. You're a cute kid, and you do have a soft side, but come on. You are not fooling us. We saw you cry. We saw you get fooled by Lucien into being cask of Amontillado. We know. We know. It's game over. Game over. It is interesting, in this ending, we don't get that scene in the other endings where Amanda and Hugo have a conversation. So, I don't know. I mean, I did like that scene, but I kind of like that it's not in this ending.
Ah. He. Huh.
I also like how Amanda doesn't really make it awkward or a big deal that we're dating someone she knows. Like, she's really supportive of it.
Pew!
Ooh, smooth. See, and this is the thing about hiding your passions away is you never know who you're going to find who also loves the thing you love. Like, if you just keep it to yourself the whole time, sure, you can love it in secret, that's fine, but it's always better when you can share what you love with somebody else. If it's your partner, your spouse, even a good friend. Like, now that he's found out Craig's a huge fan, I don't think him and Craig have much of a rapport at all. And now they can actually build a good friendship. Because I feel like they actually would probably get along. I mean, as long as they don't sit there and try and be intellectual, because I don't think that would quite match up. But, there's something they have in common that they can talk about as good friends. We know which one, Hugo, don't worry.
Ah.
I'm loving this newfound confidence. This is one of the reasons I like Hugo the most as out of the Dream Daddies, is because we get to see him grow. We get to see him gain this confidence. And just confidence, it looks really good on Hugo. The thing is, that is such a cheesy answer, but if I'm absolutely honest, that's probably an answer I would say. I can be that cheesy.
Oh.
Wrestling moves is definitely a euphemism for very hot, steamy, delicious sex.
Oh.
Like, does that not sound like a sex move? Yes, it does. It completely does. This is probably my favorite look of Hugo's. Like, his smiling look is good and it's handsome. but him being like bashfully shy, blushing, a genuine sort of romantic smirk, oh, it's the best look in my opinion. So because I got all S dates with Hugo, of course I got his pinup picture. I actually think it's an interesting pinup picture. I mean, parts of it bother me. Like, well, I mean, it looks good. It looks good. It's very, hot. Open shirt, boxers peeking out, pants unbuttoned, smiling. That's hot. But the one thing that bothers me just with what's in the picture is, boy, get your damn shoes off the fucking counter. That is nasty. But other than that, delicious. Anyway, that ends all of the Dream Daddy dates. Just remember, next time we're going to have an episode where we kind of go over and do a review of the game and multiple aspects of the game. So just stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.